I got home and Stupid Stuff was watching Little Mermaid.
Who's Stupid Stuff?
The dog.
What dog?
My mom's dog. His name's Stupid Stuff, and he was watching Little Mermaid.
Welcome to The Fourth Act, our entertainment podcast where every Friday we discuss a topic in TV, movies, video games, and more. My name's Gabe, and I'm joined once again with Big Brother Augie.
What's you going, man?
And today we're back with another episode in our Versus series. Our last episode for a while in our Versus series until something comes up and, we come back and visit this. You got the giggles? Yeah, you got the giggles? That's all right. We're going to push through this one. Yeah, we had a lot of bloopers that you guys aren't going to see on this one. But yeah, we're doing Pineapple Express versus Superbad. We've been teasing it for a while now. These are two very, I think, important, maybe not important, but definitely like staples in our generation for comedy. Like if you ask somebody our age, what's your favorite comedy? These two, maybe one of these two will be up there. Yeah. Top three, something like that. Both of these are in my top two or top three. I'm sure both of these are maybe in your top three.
Pretty sure when I think about it.
Yeah. And then what, maybe like Step Brothers up there too?
Yeah, or something.
Talladega Nights. Yeah. There's a lot of good ass ones. We probably have a topic all about this. Tropic Thunder. Oh, man. Well, yeah, today we're just talking about these two, Superbad and Pineapple Express. Me and him, we are brothers, so of course we debate and fight a lot. And today we're going to settle one of those debates. Or maybe not even settle, but at least get it all out there. So I think Superbad is a better movie, or at least I like more. I'm not going to say better, I'm not going to say favorite. I like Superbad more. You like Pineapple more.
Yeah.
So first we're going to talk about Pineapple Express, then we'll talk about Superbad, and at the end we'll have a nice little conclusion.
Yeah.
So before we get started, of course, like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. If you like what you see here, we have like 7 more episodes of Versus. Go check those out. So, you ready?
Yeah.
Pineapple Express. Why do you like it so much?
That's why I said you're not gonna like the answer, but it's just I just think it's funnier.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate for this.
It's like a almost like a 70s themed story.
Both of these are, right?
Yeah, like even the way they dress and all that.
But they have cell phones and everything, so it's definitely early 2000s.
Yeah. Oh, it's in modern time.
Yeah,
it's in modern time, definitely. But
no, even with Superbad, it felt like a 70s movie.
The things they do. Like, there was a PS2 in the other one, but was it 2007? So
yeah, and Superbad.
Yeah, but it just looks so old. Like everything looks retro. The whole movie.
No, even what they're wearing and everything,
and the music too.
It's like disco.
Well, Superbad, yeah, Superbad's more. No, I don't want to say Superbad's more disco.
It feels that way. I mean, it opens up with the shadows of them dancing.
Pineapple too. It's filmed like in the 50s at first, or what, 50s, 60s. It's all black and white.
Oh yeah. Like when they first discover marijuana.
Yeah. Item 9.
Yeah.
Bee's knees.
So overall, we'll get into like details and everything. We're gonna talk about all our favorite lines and parts. And
yeah, I just like it better. Yeah. But I like super just as much.
Let me help you. Let me help you get there though. Like, do you think you like it's just more funny moments, like beat for beat, as in like you're laughing more throughout, or it's more memorable, or like better characters?
Nah, because the characters are the same.
Yeah, some of them are the same actors too.
Yeah. And then because you always get a third in these. Like you get Red,
Thug Life,
and then the other one you get McLovin.
I am McLovin.
So
yeah,
it's not. I wouldn't. It's just like moments. It's just funnier.
Yeah, beat for beat, your average laughs.
Superbad
you have more laughs.
More relatable. Superbad is more relatable, but Pineapple is just more funny.
Yeah. And the funny thing about Pineapple Express too is that it's like, because now weed's illegal. Like this movie came out 2008.
Yeah, 2008.
That was 15 years ago at this point. Like now weed, these kids, high school. Yeah, that's a whole kid. That kid could have a kid. But I think like at the time, I mean, at least like growing up with it, like rewatching and everything, it was kind of like a stoner culture.
Yeah.
That it was almost like a peek behind the curtain where it's just like, oh shit, like, you guys know about this stuff too? Like it felt like it wasn't just a Hollywood movie. Like it is just Seth Rogan and James Franco and everybody like actually, because they actually are stoners, at least Seth Rogan is. I'm sure Evan Goldberg, the other writer. I'm sure he wrote this one too. They're always together, him and Seth Rogan. But
And that's why Superbad, their name's Seth and Evan.
right, yeah. So we'll get there on Superbad, but I just think that it's special for like. It sounds funny to say, but like, yeah, stoner culture. Like they definitely talk about a lot of stuff. Like even like the names, like OG Kush, like that's pretty generic. But if you're not a stoner, you wouldn't know that. But if you are, or at least are familiar with weed, then you know all these names that they're talking about and everything. It just felt, at least like this time when I was watching, I was just like, yeah, like they were kind of not ahead of their time, but they knew
Pretty
they were stoners, and it comes through.
Yeah, like, and then I would say before this, what would be the stoner movie before that?
Or like Cheech and Chong,
like older, How High, like
How High,
older movies.
What's the Chappelle one? Half Baked.
Half Baked, yeah.
Yeah. So like they've,
and there hasn't really been too much. I guess Friday you could.
Oh yeah, Friday's a stoner movie.
But
that's a whole topic right there. Look at that, next 420.
The best one.
We got content on content coming out, guys. Subscribe.
But yeah, the even till now, like, what's the next movie? There, Seth Rogen's been the last. I guess most of his movies could be stoner movies, but this one specifically.
Yeah, this is about weed. It's titled after the weed.
Strain.
The strain.
Pineapple.
Yeah. Do you mind if we like just go back and forth? Are you done with like your overall thoughts?
Oh yeah. Just straight Superbad.
Yeah. No. Well, we're gonna do Pineapple for a while here.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I meant.
But what I was gonna mention is like this time around, like, one of my favorite things about this movie is, well, obviously James Franco kills it.
Yeah.
He kills it in this movie. It might be my favorite role from him.
Oh no! Fuck! I think I pulled my groin.
Even though he's had like
Seth
other roles.
Been the same since.
You think so? I think that Seth Rogen's just more of a producer and writer now than an actor.
Right now he's better off camera than he is on.
Yeah. Because he's got a lot of good shit. Like he's doing superhero stuff, like the best superhero stuff right now with The Boys, with Invincible, with Ninja Turtles that we just talked about. We reviewed it. Go check it out.
And that's what I was saying, where all of them are just too big now.
Well, because you were saying you want a sequel.
Yeah. Or spin-offs.
We get it in This Is the End. They make a little Pineapple Express too.
I thought about that too. I thought about watching it just to get what happened. I know Red freaking betrays them. He becomes like the head drug dude, and he's
on
chasing
the fake Pineapple Express too.
There's a car chase and all that, and
the little toy car.
He like blows up or something. But that one, that's all I remember of that one. But that's pretty funny. That
they could. I mean, they can always revisit it. But I think Seth Rogen and James Franco had like a falling out or something.
Even the whole like the triads versus Ted. Yeah, I don't know his last name, but
I forgot. They say it a couple
Ted
times in here.
Yeah. He's like, I know a Ted something. What's his name?
For some reason,
Ted
I want to say
Jones.
Oh, okay.
So I know a Ted Jones.
But anyway, what I was saying is like my favorite thing about this, it involves Ted Jones, that whole story, because that's all background. Like that's just an excuse to have all this crazy action later. But
yeah, like this one, we got thrown into literally what's the name? Dale.
Yeah.
Dale Denton.
Dale Denton.
Yeah, we got thrown into just like he did.
Right.
It's just they're already trying to almost fighting each other.
And it's all background stuff. But my favorite part one of my favorite parts about this movie is that they keep learning more about Dale.
Yeah.
Through is he working with the I think they say the Asians. Is he working with the Asians? We found his car and he had all these weird disguises in them. Like, who the hell is this guy? And he shot, I think his name was Peter. Like, he shot Peter when he came in. It's like, Peter was ex-CIA. Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
So by the time we get to the end, and then what's his name? The big bad guy? The main bad guy? The drug dealer? The one you just said, Ted?
Ted Cruz.
They not here, Ted.
Ted Jones.
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
That's a real bad guy, but somewhere else. But anyway, that's real life. But Ted Jones. I almost said Ted Cruz. Ted Jones. For him, this is like a boss battle at the end. When he gets to Dale, it's just like he's been hearing rumors about this guy, and then finally he gets his hands on him. So the fact that Seth Rogen's like this big old goof the whole time, and is like
he jumps on him too.
Oh, that jump is the best. I was waiting for it.
One of the best jumps.
It looks like he actually does it too. There's no stunt man.
Yeah, like they put strings on him, and he
jumps all the way. He gets there,
back, and he does look worried, and he's just
And then they have a little fight scene, a clumsy ass fight scene, but it's just funny how he's just like, finally, you, Dale Denton.
Yeah, because even him, he's Ted is getting scared of him. He's getting scared of Ted.
Right.
And they finally meet, and then so it's like how you said, a boss battle.
All because he threw his Pineapple Express joint out the window.
And I don't even know how realistic that is. Like,
it's not. It's bullshit. He hits it, and he goes, Pineapple Express. But that's the point. It's supposed to be cheesy.
Yeah.
Like, even the Asians are like so generic and like stereotypical Asian gangster characters. So like they're having fun with it. This is more cheesy than Superbad is, but yeah, overall I like it. I mean, I love this movie. Again, it's like in my top 3 comedies. I'll laugh my ass off here. But I think this movie peaks like an hour in, and then there's still some funny shit later.
It does die down a little bit, a little in between.
Like if this was like an hour 40 minutes instead of like the 2 hours that it is, or even like hour 30, 35, it sounds like that's a little bit of time. But like for a movie, when you're just sitting there and you cut out the fat, then it could have been tight. You would have been in and out, and I think it would be better for it. Yeah. Like the whole stuff like with the girlfriend, like that stuff is funny. Yeah. And it produces like one of my favorite parts in the whole movie with the teacher in the beginning. The teacher, do you have the actor's name right there?
Yeah.
Because he's in here and he's funny, and the little time that he's here as the teacher.
His name is Jolo Truglio? Mr. Edwards? That's his name.
Okay, Mr. Edwards in this movie. Jolo Truglio.
Truglio.
That's a cool name. Jolo Truglio?
Jolo Truglio.
But anyway, he's in Superbad too.
Guy.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts, because he sees Seth Rogen and then they start talking, whatever. And then, he tells him, he's like, I'm a teacher guy. You can't talk to me like that. He's like, well, I'm not a student, so I can talk to you whatever the fuck I want. Oh my God. And we'll get into all the lines and favorite moments and shit. But any other funny moments for you? Or where do you want to go with this?
That one's my favorite part right there. The other funny part's the beginning. And I think I want to say that's when they made weed illegal, because
I'm sure
he starts standing up to authority.
Yeah, I was wondering what was up with that, like this time around, because
it's like they did it in a
when you think of your
phase.
superiors, what emotions do you feel? Bill Hader, also in both these movies, is incredible. Oh yeah, we'll get to him in Superbad, but I'll just say this:
I don't think it was his start, but he's definitely funny.
Definitely popularized him.
See, the thing with Seth Rogen is it reminded me of Adam Sandler.
And his friends.
Yeah, his homies, he brings them up. But they stayed the same. They kept Adam Sandler produced movies, he did it. But Seth Rogen, it just seems like he's better producing right now than...
Right. I think he's just too busy to be on screen right now.
Yeah.
And he's chilling, he's making pots.
I do think, to be honest, I think it's his mom or his grandma that has Alzheimer's. Okay. So he's doing the hilarity for charity.
Oh, that's right. He does that. So, is that every year?
Yeah, but I think he's probably taking care of her too. So he's probably like, let me just step away from it for a little bit. I'm sure he'll come back. Yeah. Most of them. But right now, they're all spread out. Like, his whole group is spread out.
This man's working. And then also Gen V. Like,
oh, yeah.
This guy has too many projects going.
Invincible.
Yeah, The Boys.
Ninja Turtles. There's probably other shit that we don't even know. Probably little
producer credits here and there.
Because I don't watch shows like that. Well, I watch the stream. I guess everything streams now, huh?
I think I watch everything Seth Rogen does. Well, he also did like Preacher, that was on AMC, I think. Yeah. Like it's all comic books. It's just not Marvel and DC, which is cool because he's spotlighting all these other things like I never paid attention to. I've always heard of Invincible. I would have never pulled the trigger. And even like after the show, I'd never like I didn't want to pick up the comic books. So I was like, oh well, there's a show now. Like I want to be surprised when I see all this stuff now.
The Preacher.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Preacher. And there's something else. But anyway, back to this. I think the stuff that we quote the most is the Bill Hader scene in the beginning. Yeah. Bleep, bleep, blurp, blurp. Can you understand me right now? What are you doing with that gun?
He's like, you look like a pile of flapjacks right now.
Or he said, I feel like butter melting on a big old pile of flapjacks. Yeah. When you think of your superiors, what emotions do you feel? And then
too many dudes.
After all of that,
where are all the boobies?
Where are the boobies? And then he has like the best fuck you delivery I've ever heard. Where he's like, your dick in my mouth. And after he starts doing all that, he's then there's a pause.
Fuck you.
It's the best delivery.
That's why they make it legal. There's like, screw
yeah. Bill Hader ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, that's what's even funnier.
So we always quote that. We always quote the teacher line. But another scene that I think of like right away is the fight with Red, because that fight takes place in his apartment or house, whatever, and it's so well choreographed.
The most random fight too, just like they throw an ashtray.
It starts with an ashtray.
It starts with the phone.
Yeah.
Because he tells him, he's like, I don't believe you. He says he's gonna call Ted, make them come over here,
sell him out.
So he freaking says he's calling his wife, which I thought was funny because if he didn't have a wife, shouldn't what's his name have known? James Franco?
Well, he does have a wife because he mentions it later. Because you remember when he backs out when he leaves Seth Rogan there.
Yeah.
At the farm, he backs out and he's just like, I don't want to die. He's like, I got a wife and she's going to get out of prison soon. So he does have a wife,
Oh, she's in prison.
But he just seems suspicious because, like, even the cat. He's just, I'm baking a cake for my cat. It's
is
his
it
birthday.
Or
It's You see, we're good. But yeah.
So yeah, he throws his phone in the toilet.
And he tries to flush it. And then the whole fight breaks out. All this stupid shit. But it's actually well choreographed. Like, there's just bongs everywhere. Seth Rogen, he calls him Mr. Wiggles when he's like trying.
Mr. Wiggles?
Yeah, like Red is pulling his legs and he's punching his butt. Come on, Mr. Wiggles. And then if you notice,
he breaks bong mitzvah.
Yeah, he James Franco breaks the bong over Red's head. And then he lets go of Seth Rogen. He dives into the kitty litter, and there's still shit in there. But remember,
that too.
His cat died 3 months ago.
And he's making a cake.
Stupid.
He's
making a cake for it.
He's I'm just making a cake for my cat. It's his birthday.
And just the way every time
his whole character
is funny. Yeah. And
he said, I'm trying to get a scholarship.
Yeah, trying to get a motherfucking scholarship. What does that even mean? But every time I laugh when his head hits the toilet.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if that was a dummy or a stunt man.
This is what I noticed. His head hits the toilet, and then when they redo it, his head's in the sink.
Really?
His head's in the sink. It's in the bowl of the sink.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? I was like, I always thought his head hit the toilet. So
I thought it did.
I rewatched it.
So it's an error. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, but I think they did it to be... They were probably going to leave it in, and then it's just two different scenes.
Who cares?
Yeah, because then they bust the door down. He's laying on top of him. And then he's in the shower stomping the phone.
Yeah.
And he's like, time out. Time in. He flips them off.
Oh, that don't fight is stupid. All their characters.
And they show up anyway. They end up showing up. Freaking Matheson and
there's
Belowski.
So many little lines that just stick with me.
Them two are funny too.
Yeah. We'll talk about their storyline in a second because for some reason they have a storyline.
And I noticed something. Well, we can talk about it right now if you want. Because I noticed something that I didn't notice before. The whole time, Matheson is saying Belowski's soft when he's the one being the hardest one the whole time.
Yeah.
I forgot the exact scenes, but even when he's trying to hit him with the coffee, he dodges it, and what's his name wasn't paying attention, and it hits him.
And then he says,
he's like, you dodged me.
That's just how this is going now. Like, I take the hits for you or whatever. Yeah, then, he is being sensitive about it.
And then earlier when he's like, kill Red, he just shot him.
Yeah.
And then he's what does he tell him? I forgot what he tells him right there, but the whole time Matheson is the soft one.
They go back and forth
until the end.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, I'm freaking
Belowski's his name?
Belowski.
His whole thing is that he just wants to go home and have dinner with his wife.
Yeah. That's all. Like they need a spinoff alone just so we could see their history. It seems like Matheson was newer and Belowski's probably the vet
that taught him everything. Yeah.
And he betrays him at the end.
Matheson has such a weird personality because I think he's like just like messing around, like having fun until he gets hit with the coffee. Then he's really bad. But like when he fills the food,
yeah, he's like, they're still here
to see. Yeah, because he fills to see if it's still warm. But like he doesn't just touch it. He digs and puts his hands like in there. He's like feeling the food, still warm. And that scene when they're like when they have James Franco and Seth Rogen, when they have them in like what would you call it? They just have them in a room somewhere.
Yeah, they just have them trapped.
Yeah, and they're talking about how much like they love each other now and everything.
I can hear you.
He's like, I can hear everything you're saying. And then later, when they start coming up with the plan, he's like, I don't think you understand. He's like, I can hear you. Yeah. I know your whole plan is that I know about the BFFF thing.
He's like, you're gonna die in here alone.
Yeah. And then
before what's his name gets there, before James Franco gets there,
he's talking shit to him,
or he has James, huh?
Yeah, first,
and then so he's like, when he tells him, he's like, I can hear you. He's like, you're dying here alone. He tells him. I was like, oh shit.
There's a lot of little lines that I wrote down. I don't have to say them all, but just the first half of the movie I think is my favorite because it's just James Franco, Seth Rogen being dumb, and it almost feels like improv. When we get to Superbad, that's plenty of improv, but there's a bunch of like little lines in here, like when they fall asleep in the car, and they wake up in the morning. He's like, "Oh, my watch is broken." Like, what does yours say? He's like, "It can't be 3 a.m., right?" He's like, "It's 3 p.m." And then he's like, "Oh no, it's daylight savings time." He's like, "Okay, so it's only 2 p.m." And now we move forward an hour. Like, it's 4 fucking o'clock. He's like, no, it's like the delivery.
Like at 12 or something.
Yeah, they're supposed to be at Reds at 12. Yeah, so it's just the delivery and then a bunch of lines that like stick throughout the years, like eyes redder than the devil's dick. Like I used that for so long. Couscous,
and that's when they sell couscous.
Food so nice they named it twice.
Yeah, just the whole first part. Like he Snickle Fritz.
Oh, that's another one we bring up. Like
Snickle
whenever
Fritz.
we want to talk about bad weed, like oh, that's the Snickle Fritz.
Snickle Fritz right there. He saw, and then that whole conversation is funny too, because that dude Chris comes and he's like, "I'm hide that shit or he'll never leave." He tells him because he wants to stick around and shit.
Yeah,
and
lingers.
You can even see when he walks around, he's looking around. He's like,
yeah.
Like, what the hell are these guys doing? And then he tells him, "You got any Percocet?"
His friend with a little rat tail.
He's like, who the hell sells? That's how good to see.
Like, Percocet? No, I don't sell any Percocet. You told myself,
Chris.
Yeah.
He's like,
You telling me I sold Percocet? He's like, no.
So you got the wrong house, man.
You came to the wrong guy.
He kicks him out.
Dinner's gonna be cold tonight, asshole.
That's what I'm saying.
Craig Robinson is great in
He
here.
betrays him at the end, shoots him, and that's all about him having dinner.
Right.
Having dinner with his wife. I'm gonna go home, have dinner with my wife.
He's just gonna walk away, and his friend killed him.
That's the only moment he was soft right there in the whole movie is because he was like, you know what, I'm done with this shit. I'm going home. All this is crazy.
Another pro I have on here.
Bobby Lee's in this shit.
Is he?
He's one of the Asians that go to the. There's 2 main ones, and he's like, he killed your brother.
Okay.
He's like, you got to get revenge, and they go in
I
there.
didn't know he was in here.
One goes down, Ted
Cruz again. What's wrong with you?
It's Ted. I barely saw Ted Jones. I was gonna say it earlier. TJ.
This is like when you kept trying to remember
It's Casey Anthony.
Casey Affleck, and you kept saying Casey Anthony.
Yeah. I was like, God damn it! I said it again. I was like,
You just remember these awful people. They just stick with you.
But yeah, he jumps down and he tries to fight. I think Ted first, and then he shoots him, and then him and Seth fight.
One more thing to wrap up my thoughts on this movie is that, again, this time watching it, I was like, okay, what is this movie actually about? Besides, because it is a dumb comedy, more than Superbad. That's actually like a genuinely good movie. Fish tacos. That's what I'm saying. All these little lines, but this movie really is about 2 guys becoming friends. Because when we get introduced to Seth and James Franco like together, like when he's first buying weed from James Franco,
they even break up.
He keeps trying to leave.
Yeah.
Like after he's all talking about lingers, and then he's like, yeah, I hate lingers, and like he's trying to leave. Like he's trying to get out to the door, and he keeps trying to find every excuse to leave. James Franco keeps trying to get him to stay. Now we don't get why he likes him so much, but whatever. Even through Red, we learn how good of a friend James Franco is. Like they keep talking about how good of a person he is. And if you take away all the drama, all the funny stuff, the car chase scene with him kicking his foot through the window through the hole, I was like a wishbone. Anyway, you take away all that stuff. The bones of this movie, what it's about, is about 2, and at the end 3 guys becoming friends.
Yeah.
Like that's genuinely what it's about. And I'm like, okay. They tried a little bit on here.
They all have something to do with weed.
Yeah.
I guess 2 drug dealers and one buyer.
One part that actually stood out this time in terms of like, criticizing the movie, is when he's like getting mad at James Franco for being high. He's like, did you notice that we don't really function well when we're high?
Yeah.
And he's talking about like always making bad decisions. And excuse me, I had a burp. Seth Rogen's character in the beginning, he has this like hot 18-year-old girlfriend, and he like can't commit to her and seeing her parents. And then he has this like cool friend with Saul, and he never like wants to hang out with him. So I thought they were trying to do something there, like actually do something there, like actually tell a good story there, or like some character development. Yeah. And it seemed like they wanted to.
Yeah,
after he
changed it.
Yeah, like after he breaks up with his girlfriend and he's just like, no, like you're kind of immature and everything. And then he realizes that like he's always high. And it seemed like the movie was trying to tell you, don't abuse marijuana. And, you know, like, but it doesn't.
Or that you could.
That you could. Yeah, I guess. But it never like wraps up or goes that way. Like they just end up being stoners anyway.
But I mean, we do never see him smoke again.
That's true. So, yeah.
I mean, we would have to look at the part 2 because Red ends up becoming, like we said, the drug dealer.
Yeah, well, so, if we want to go based off that, yeah.
But who knows? Maybe that movie too. We kind of got to see those again because maybe that movie showed that they're like we're all going different freaking. Because what's his name? Was he in The Office before or after?
Who?
Craig.
I think after. If I had to guess,
because Jonah Hill's like, Jonah Hill's going for Oscars.
Yeah,
Seth.
That's why it's cool.
Seth Rollins, like you see,
Seth Rollins.
This is where you put the Seth Rollins montage now.
Cue it.
Do it. But they all started going separate ways, and then James Franco I feel like he kind of sparked it, where he was just like he ruined what they could have had. The interview was their last one, I think.
I think so.
And then they try to like replace him with his brother.
What a moment the interview was! Like almost starting World War III.
Almost started a damn war. That's another one too. That's another. I mean, they only have 2 movies together.
No, let's see. Interview. Yeah, I think so. Oh, well, This Is the End. This is the end. The interview and Pineapple. But I like how then This Is the End. Like Jonah Hill is that character where it's like he's so like going for Oscars and like he's such like a so Hollywood now. Nobody likes him, or everybody likes him, but
yeah, he got into some shit too, huh? I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah,
to it, shit with his girlfriend.
Him, James Franco. Yeah,
they ain't Adam Sandler's boys.
Yeah.
He's all right, hey, stay out of jail. I got you guys.
Any last thoughts? You feel comfortable leaving it right there?
Yeah, I mean, I talked about Matheson.
Is that your favorite character?
He's funny.
Are there any other favorite moments?
The teacher part. Let's see, the teacher part. The fight scene. The end is like where all the action happens.
Yeah, the third act is
I would say another funny
movie.
part is when he goes back to Red. He goes back to Red and they freaking get all his guns and shit and get ready to go.
He gets a little pistol. He's like, I had this one when I was a prostitute.
Red, I would say Red just won't die, dude.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Shot, he gets blown up. He got ran over, I think.
No, he runs somebody over.
Oh, he ran over Matheson.
Yeah, he kills him.
Yeah,
and then he shoots his foot.
He blows up, yeah.
He blows up. He gets shot by an Uzi. He gets shot twice when he's being interrogated. He's all taped up.
His neck's broken.
No! This ends now! This is how you do me?
He's listening to Bone Thugs when Seth Rogan finds him.
He's all trying to die.
Listening to Crossroads.
Like, you're not dying. You can still live. Red's just funny as him. Danny McBride. That dude's just funny.
I want to see him in more. The only thing he's done lately is like co-write the Halloween movies.
Oh, really?
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
All these comedians like doing horror. What is it, man?
It's because people think they're just funny, and it's like it's harder to be funny than it is to be
scary.
Definitely.
Than to be anything. Yeah, comedy is intimidating. Like imagine going on a stage and telling everybody like, I'm funny, I'm gonna make you laugh.
Like I feel like right there they're working. They're like, shit, I gotta come up with some new material. This is just like, this is just stuff they talk about. They probably mess around about and they're like, that's dumb. And then they make the movie. Pretty much seems like how they do it. Like, yeah. Especially the ideas of some of them like that, like how this movie starts. It could have did a whole nother turn. Like it could have done Austin Powers.
I doubt the whole thing is written that way and turns out that way.
Yeah, they're probably like, how did this shit get illegal? Let's make this shit funny.
Yeah, because I can imagine
they're Canadian too.
I can imagine Danny McBride being like so funny, where it's like, how do we get him back in the movie? Like we can't just kill him off.
Supposedly, the only thing he asked in his contract is that he writes his own lines. That's what he said.
That's cool. He's in Tropic Thunder too.
Yeah, he blows up. He blows up the shit.
All right, let's move on.
And in This Is the End, he has Channing Tatum.
Oh yeah, he's like the best part of This Is the End. Well, I call him Channing Tate Young.
That's the funniest shit because he makes them all food. Like he makes all the food, but he makes it for all of them.
Like he thinks he's doing them a favor,
and they get mad and they kick him out.
Yeah,
he comes.
Well, they kick him out after a while. After he jerks off on it everywhere. He's like, I've been dropping loads since I got here.
And yeah, what exposed him was the magazine.
Yeah, and he didn't want to do his part either. All right. But that's another movie.
So why does he get to drink more water? He's like, I weigh more than him.
Yeah, I forgot he actually gives a good argument there.
And the thing, because he eats the candy bars, but it's because he's diabetic.
Yeah.
So they're like, why does he get to eat more of the Snickers or whatever?
That's a stupid movie. I don't think it's as funny as the first time you see it. Like the first time we saw it, we were cracking up. But
I mentioned that movie too because we were watching it, and then I was like, Michael Cera's freaking. He leaned into the rumors.
He's on coke.
He does coke and everything, and then he slaps Rihanna's ass, and she hits him. And I was like, it's a weird mix of people. Like it's.
Oh yeah, that must have been a fun day of shooting.
That Seth Rogan run was crazy because like he's with people, but at
even
the time,
what's the Christmas movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Oh,
damn.
A Christmas Story. A Christmas.
What secrets you got under there?
My bag.
Your bulletproof vest.
It's A Christmas Story, I think.
It's not a Christmas story. A Christmas Story is like the iconic Christmas movie.
And just so you know, dude, $30 Christmas Story, $30. They're selling the actual BB gun at Walmart.
Really?
It's in the original box. They have a stack somewhere. I was like, it says right there, the original.
The replica or whatever.
Yeah, but of the show, like it's like if you're buying it, if we're in the movie and we're buying it,
okay.
So you can get that gun, not the Christmas Story gun. You get the rifle.
The canonically
it's bad.
accurate gun.
I was like, I almost got it. Just it's a movie. It's one of those movies. See, there's another one, A Christmas Story.
We'll get there next month. All right, moving on.
Rub your wrist against my belt buckle. That'll do it. Yeah. Oh, is it working?
I can't feel it.
Yeah, I can't feel you.
But anyway, Superbad is iconic, man. It's one of those movies for me where I know the jokes are coming and it's still hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, it still makes me laugh, which is a good sign of a comedy. Like it's not just that made me laugh like at a certain time. Like no, it's always funny. I like it more because
It actually has a story.
It actually has a good story. Yeah. This story is all about, it's a coming of age story. It's about two guys. Like Fogel's in there. McLovin's in here, but he is just the B plot. And it's hilarious. I'm not writing him off, but, it's about two guys that are going to graduate high school and they're growing apart. Not because like they're not cool anymore, but because life is taking them in two different directions and they need to learn and go with it and accept that and stop trying to hold on to each other. And that causes fights
just
and everything.
One of them. It's just.
I think it's both.
Just Seth. That's really,
well. I think that's the beauty of it. Is I think.
What's his name? Is just scared to tell him.
But why? You know, like, is it because he wants to hold on to? Because like it's not Seth's fault why he's been hanging out just with him for the past 4 years. Because that's why he's like, oh, you've been holding me back. It's not just because I like, why were you letting him hold you back? You know, quotes. So. I do think it's both of them, and they're both in high school. So they're just yelling at each other, just saying bullshit. At least that's the way I took it. I didn't take it as like face value, like, oh, you are the reason why Evan's been, you know. But anyway,
been hanging out with them.
To me, this is
they
like
show their weekends. McLovin will call them. They go drink. They
get drunk with adults.
They sneak into a bar. I think
they try to, and they get kicked out.
Yeah.
And they throw up on each other.
I forgot where they go. They went somewhere to be able to drink. They went somewhere like.
Well, they definitely hang out with adults. It's like a house party or something.
It's like they know somebody and they go.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have they just hang out like that. So you can assume every weekend was probably like that.
And I related to that because that's like how I drank in high school.
Yeah.
Don't drink if you're under 21. But that's how I drink in high school, where it's just like hanging out with like a friend's brother. I'm not gonna name names. Hanging out with friends' older brothers and stuff like that. Like we're never like in any danger or any like stupid with it, but like we weren't going out to party, like house parties, at least the way that I did and my friends.
Yeah.
We were always like hanging out with each other and finding a way to get alcohol and having fun. Like, so like I related to that part of it. But yeah, it's just a day in these high schoolers' lives. The plot is simple, like not the story, like the themes, but like the plot is simple. We're gonna use
fake ID.
Fogel's fake ID to get drinks for this party that we got invited to tonight, so we can be cool for like one time before we graduate.
Wait, you changed your name to McLovin?
He doesn't even like him, but he befriends them just to.
Well, they're friends, but
he deals with them because of his and not even so much. He still gets all mad and tells them shit.
Yeah,
like when he's about to buy the drinks. Yeah, he's like, "What if I just leave?" He's like, "What if I just leave? What are you gonna do?"
Because Fogel, he freaks out and he's just like, "I'm freaking out, man." I'm sweating.
There's a lot of stuff.
He said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" It's a lot of stuff. I'm nervous. What does it make me put it all back on the shelf?
And you know what I was thinking? He works at the grocery store. If anything, he could have went in the back inventory. I'm pretty sure they have extra bottles there. And they could have done something. He could have paid for it, like some kind of way. But one of the funniest parts in this movie, I think, is when he goes in, he's like, screw it, I'm just going to steal this shit.
Seth?
Yeah, Seth. And then it just shows us 3 different scenarios of what he's thinking would happen.
Yeah. First, it's the old lady. He sees the old lady, and then he imagines that he helps her with her bag or her groceries, and then she buys him alcohol. And then that one ends with, he's like, enjoy your remaining years. I will. Enjoy fucking Jules. I will. And then it cuts back to him, and he's just like, nah.
Before that one is the one where he tells him, he's like, how old are you? He's like, 22.
Oh, yeah.
You certainly are. He pulls out an $80 bill.
Yeah, that'll be $80. And he pulls out. And it's an $80 bill.
And
you certainly
realized he's wearing what he's wearing because he's wearing Evan's dad's clothes.
Yeah, but like to your point earlier, it feels like a 70s movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it is because of the stupid outfit he's wearing.
Even the song is like, well, why would they get off the bus? But I like how in both movies, this is where the story's good, where I'm like, they underappreciated these movies right here. They found out a way to get rid of both their cars early in the movie. Seth and Pineapple, his battery dies.
Oh, yeah.
And then
and then they smash their phone so they can't call. And then they can't call the cops because there's a cop.
Yeah. And then in this one, they lose their car in the beginning because he parks in the staff parking lot. Yeah. And he's like, who cares? He's like, it's my last.
Yeah, why'd you park in the staff parking lot? I mean, you're not staff.
He tells him, I know.
Yeah, just the way this movie opens too, it was like just hardcore, just teens talking about sex. Like the first 10 minutes is all about sex, porn. And then he's like, why do you make me? You're making me feel weird. You're trying to make me feel weird for liking porn. You're weird for not liking porn. Another line I've used over the years. Let me throw it to you. Any scenes that just or characters, anything that just jumps out to you?
The same Joe Low. What's his name?
I forgot.
Truglio or something like that.
The guy that hits Seth with the car.
The teacher from Pineapple.
Yeah.
I am so sorry. I didn't even effing see you at all, man.
He's the guy that hits
I didn't even effing see you.
And he's like, oh, you want money? I'll give you money. He gives $7. He's like,
it's funny because he's like, you better give us a shitload of money or a lot of alcohol. And then he starts pulling out his wallet, and then Evan's just like, oh, you don't have to do it. And he's all... He's like, don't worry, I got this.
Stop, man. He's like, I got a warrant for my arrest. He's like,
and he gives him money, and he's like, $7? It's all I have. It's all I have. So many lines. I could like quote most of this movie.
What I realized is when he's waiting for them to decide what they want to do, if they want to go with him, he's like, do you got a brother, man?
You totally look like his brother. Oh, you know this guy named Jimmy?
He's like, you totally look like his brother, man. And then later they make him sing because
a different group of guys
they think he's Jimmy's brother.
Says like, oh, you're Jimmy's brother. And that's one of my pros right here that I have is that the reoccurring characters and like
the way everything lines up, like they went around to see that girl because she got a breast reduction. So
Yeah.
we got to see these warlocks. And the
Yep.
funniest thing is they run. And they're like, she's going around the corner.
Yeah, go. And they both run.
They're full sprinting at her ass. So when
Yeah.
they come back, he's getting arrested, and it's like
He's
well,
like, I gotta get a good look at these warlocks.
So it's like everything falls in good. Like they
Which
meet.
was something I noticed this time around. Which was like they saw him get arrested, and that was the last they seen of him. And then when they see him again, he's getting out of the cop car.
He's getting out of the cop car.
So they have no idea what's been going on.
And McLovin, of course, been having probably the better night of everything. Yeah. He got the liquor. He partied with the cops.
Yep.
The homeless guy was his only. He actually had the perfect night because he went, he did everything.
He got laid.
The cops came back, took him out. He looked like he was like he fought the cops and shit. They took him out. They knew he was lying. The whole cop story. See, that could be a spinoff too.
Yeah.
That's like cops. That's like Reno 911. Like that shit. Like
dude, as soon as the cops come on screen, it happens every time, but this time definitely it just happened. I just watched this yesterday. As soon as the shot changes and it shows both of them, I start laughing because here we go. We get both of these idiots.
I was gonna say
Bill Hader and Seth Rogen.
Do you think they were being a smart ass with her when he's like an African Jew? Because
they are messing with her, I think.
Because she said, no, he looked like you. So then they were like, I'm
Jewish.
That's why he's like, Jewish. He's an African Jew. He's like,
yeah. I do think they are dumb because they're incompetent.
Like they're dumb, but I felt like they were kind of messing with her to be like.
It feels that way, but them two especially. I know it goes for the whole movie, but them two especially are improv, and that's what makes them even funnier. Is because you see them.
An organ donor.
You're an organ donor. What's the line that he says? He's like, it's like he says something about his wife, and he's just like, or like women. He's like, even when you're dead, they still want to rip your heart out. But that, especially in the bar, when they're in the bar, when McLovin takes down the homeless guy, well, really, the homeless guy slips. Like, McLovin, I'm getting you a beer, McLovin. That's another line that
I think that's why they shoot the stop sign after when they're all. And cops. And he was gonna let him.
The cops run away from the cops.
Clip on it.
Yeah,
so go ahead and empty the clip on it.
But yeah, in the bar, you can totally tell they're improving because they're like, oh yeah, he's like, you don't, because he's like, he has the tape of him getting punched. Yeah. And then he's all like, oh, are there any like ladies we can show this to? And both of them are like, nah, like, you don't want to meet a girl in a bar. And then he's like, and then they start talking about Bill Hader's ex-wife, and he's like, I actually met her in a bar. And then Seth Rogen's like, it was actually this bar. Yeah, it was this bar. Like, they totally are just improving. It's hilarious.
That's what's funny too, because they know the whole time he's underage and everything. They're just like, let's just take this guy out, because they were gonna drop him off, but then they're like, shit, we gotta.
So you think the homeless thing is what changed it?
Yeah. Well, no.
The homeless guy.
The homeless guy changed it a little bit, but what really changed is when he ran away from them, because they were. What really changed is when they hit freaking Seth. Because they said, after we do this party, we're gonna drop you off, and then he's like, all right. He's like, let's go show him. So they, and what's stupid is both movies, a cop hits somebody. It hits James Franco, and then in this one, and then they kick out the window, all that shit. But that whole scene's funny too. He's like, spread your shit.
Spread your shit.
Spread your shit. At first, they're all nice with him.
Yeah.
And then once he tasted the alcohol,
did you notice that when they're talking about like what they're gonna do with Seth and Evan, that they have the flashlights and they're just like going like this. They're both talking like they're like flashing their face.
Even later, after he throws up and he comes up to him, he's still putting it on him, and he's just
he's the fastest kid alive.
And that's what I was gonna say is funny too, because in Juno, he's a track runner too.
He got the form too.
He's he's stiff. He's like fast. But one of the funniest things I was dying at today, because I watched Superbad today, is when he's running away from Seth Rogen, like he's already gone, and Seth's just watching him. When he steps to the sides, when he fades away in the night, that's one of the funniest shits, because it's like a realistic run. Like he's like he's feeling the terrain. The terrain, and he's just going. And then he's like, let me shoot this shit, so like you scare him out of his position.
He shoots. So he's like, at least warn me before you do it. He shoots again. It's all the little things, man. That's what I'm talking about. They're improving some of it, maybe most of it.
He's like, oh shit, they shot Seth. Yeah. And then like that, like they were running, and then they all meet again. Boom.
That's what I'm saying. Like how the plots connect. They split apart, and then how they connect with him getting hit by a car again. That's what I was gonna say. is he gets hit by a car and they're distracted. So then Fogel gets in the cop car and leaves. And then he gets hit by those cops, and then they get introduced to Fogel again. Yeah. So it's both the time.
Pushed them.
Yeah.
Evan
pushes him in front of the cop car. Another pro that I have here is just like they actually feel like high schoolers.
Yeah, they look like high schoolers.
And this is where my crush for Emma Stone started, man. I think this was like her big debut
on this movie.
Yeah,
isn't Easy A like?
That's right after. It's like a year later.
I was gonna say like a year or two after.
Yeah, that just enhanced the crush, and then it just kept going.
And now she's Gwen Stacy.
Now she's got like 10 years ago, but
it's past. It's past
now. She was in La La Land.
See, look at see now she's
Cruella. That's your movie.
Cruella. Have you seen it?
No, you kept recommending that movie. Maybe we should keep the Versus series going and talk about Cruella. I'm just playing.
You could, but it'd be a way different movie than because you haven't seen Elemental either, huh?
No, I definitely want to see that one too.
That would be a Elemental. I would say you watch. Cruella is good. Cruella is good. That's a good ass freaking because they've done a lot of remakes. I'm gonna do it, dude. Mulan sucked, dude. The remake sucked.
I heard, so I didn't even bother.
As soon as they didn't put Mushu in the freaking cricket, what am I watching this shit for? That's a real Mulan movie.
The Little Mermaid, I heard was good. I like the Aladdin.
Mermaid I haven't seen.
I like the Aladdin, Lion King, and Jungle Book.
I got home and Stupid Stuff was watching Little Mermaid.
Who's Stupid Stuff?
The dog.
What dog?
My mom's dog.
Okay.
His name's Stupid Stuff, and he was watching Little Mermaid. So I saw a little glimpse. It wasn't Under the Sea. It was. Oh, what the hell was it? It was one of the big ones.
Was it A Whole New World? Was it Circle of Life?
I did freaking Lion King.
You did do Lion King? Yeah.
It's almost like Lion King. It's like, it might be. It's not A Whole New World. What's the Sebastian one?
Under the Sea.
Oh, it is. I guess it probably was. It was probably at the end part. But I was like, what the hell is that shit? Because I never seen him talking the crab. So I was like, oh, shit.
He just looks like a crab.
He's a little crab, but at least they put him.
Yeah.
They could have easily wiped them off, but I haven't seen that movie.
Jungle Book is probably the best one to me.
That one's pretty badass. I've only seen it like once or twice when it came out, but
yeah. Going back to those side characters and like reoccurring bits, let's just try to figure them all out. Right? So we had the Jimmy's brother one.
Yeah.
And then we have the guy from the convenience store where Fogel drops the 6-pack.
Yeah. Yeah, he's at the party. I barely noticed
He comes back.
I barely noticed
He shows up late, too, because the party's already there. So he gets off his shift, and then he shows up with all his beer. We're going to get fucked up. Yeah. And it's the same guy.
It's the same guy.
And
the homeless guy comes back.
Yeah.
And he takes, of all the ones, he takes
It's you, McMuffin.
And of all the liquor bottles he has, he takes the freaking gold
slick vodka. That's good writing. That's good writing.
CGI's ass in this shit, but he went for the catch.
That was a stylistic choice. The lighting's all different.
Yeah, the way it looks like it was all like, there's like, just put this shit. Just do the minimum.
I'm surprised he didn't like land on the glass.
Well, that's where I was like, that's where it's like practical, because it's like he lands like near it, like.
Yeah.
So I was like.
And then there's other people. So I mean, like all the high schoolers come back, obviously, because we see them in the beginning, then they come back. There's another like reoccurring bit that I'm forgetting.
The high schoolers. I wish the teacher was there. That would have been funny if he was at the party, dude.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah, because he like knows all
he's
the
not a
names.
Teacher in here, but. Or what teacher do you mean?
Well, yeah, it's a teacher,
okay.
But
teacher from Pineapple
Express. This one,
Express.
I don't know who he is in this one. Like he's somebody, but I don't like he's.
Yeah, but going to like that party that guy takes them to, after Evan sings for them and everything, which that's another one. Evan sings a song to them. I'm forgetting what song it is.
I know which one it is.
All right, if you want to pull it up while I'm talking, they confuse Evan with Jimmy's brother, and they're telling him to sing. And then he's just like, no, you have me confused with somebody else. And then like they're all like messing with him and just be like, why are you like making this like why are you making this difficult? Like you can sing, you're a singer, sing. And he's like, my cousin came all the way from Scottsdale, Arizona, or something like that.
These eyes, that's what it's called.
These eyes, yeah. Do. And he's singing, and he's singing horrible.
The hurting's on me, yeah.
Talk about the hurting.
And I will never be right.
He's singing to all the cokeheads. And,
Yeah, it's all the cokeheads, and then one of them like takes a bump, and then he's just like, do. He's all high and shit.
He plays his character right too because they throw the bottle at him.
Yeah, and he's all. But anyway, the song he's singing later on, the cops when they're driving, they're listening to the song.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Yeah, they're listening to it. But later on, they get into a fight. There's a big old brawl, and then they like land on Evan, on Michael Cera. And then, they're like, hold him, Jimmy's brother.
That guy didn't even know he was there, dude.
Yeah.
He just gets up off the chair, just
Big old dude.
But that's when I seen the guy from the store. He's there, and I was like, oh, shit. I was like, the dude, I only remembered him from his hair.
Any other moments you want to go to? Or lines? Because I got plenty of lines.
In Superbad?
Yeah.
There's some you can't say.
There's just so many good ones. Look, they're clicking Pineapple Express versus Superbad. I think you can say any line you want from Superbad.
YouTube won't let me.
Not this deep. They like worry about like the first like 10 minutes or something. All right.
Well, there's a few of them.
Like, take off your vest, you look like Aladdin.
No, that one's funny. That's funny because even when they show up in the bus, he's like, they take his car. He's like, you guys still gonna pick me up?
Yeah. Can you guys answer me?
They show up and this guy, I thought he was wearing it because they wear it at work.
Yeah, is that why?
No, he says that he's like, I'm wearing it to look older.
Oh, okay.
So he leaves his vest there. He just wears it so he looks older.
When
And that's what's funny. I was like, why is he nervous when he's probably customer service and shit? I was like, he probably.
I think I know which line you wanted to say. Was it the bully?
Yeah, in the beginning.
I knew it. But anyway, right after that, he spits on Seth. And then he tells Evan, he walks away, and then he tells Evan, he's like, so-and-so wanted me to tell you that you're a bitch and you're not invited to the party. And he's just like, you really bitched out back there. He's like, I bitched out. You bitched out. He said, you fucking Judas.
I think that kid spits on the cops later.
Yeah,
because they arrested McLovin, so then he knocks him out.
Yep. And as a viewer, we want to see that happen because he spit on our boys.
So I guess that's a reoccurring.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy spits on everybody.
Yeah, that's his thing.
Carlito over here.
Nice mullet, asshole. But yeah, the only one to get laid was McLovin, and he barely stuck it in. He's like, "Oh my god, it's in!" But yeah,
this whole thing's stupid. Like even him, they're like he's like, "Oh, they're like Becca's been waiting for you," and they're like, "Oh, she's drunk." He's like, "Isn't it wrong?" And he's like, "Not if you're drunk."
Yeah,
so he's in the restroom.
And that's one thing that I was worried about this time around watching it. Cause I probably watch it once a year, but again, watching it with like a critical eye since we're doing this, because I was just like, "Ooh, like this ain't appropriate today." Or just ever, but you know, like especially today, this would not be made. But Evan doesn't sleep with her because she's drunk.
Well, that's why he's the whole time he's in the restroom and he's chugging. Yeah. That's why he spits it. He chugs it and right on the mirror, and then.
But even then, like he's drunk too, and then even then he's just like, "Nah, this doesn't feel right. You're drunk. You're wasted."
What's funny is it's opposite because Seth wanted to get
Emma Stone
drunk. Jules drunk to sleep with her, and she didn't even drink. And then what's his name didn't want to get what's her name drunk to sleep with her, and
he just wanted to tell her how he felt,
and she got completely drunk. So it was the opposite of what they wanted.
Their plans were just completely ruined.
And then Seth ended up getting completely drunk.
Yeah,
breaks her nose probably.
Just passes out.
Funny as shit. He just dies. Like he just dies going in. Just doof.
I think maybe.
Couple lines that stick with me. Like if I ever text you or anybody out there for show, I'm saying it in the way that Seth says it. When she goes for show, I'm getting that for show. That's how I'm saying.
And even how it all lines up. The only reason he got Jules as a partner was because
his partner
didn't show up.
And I love how he's talking to like the teacher.
the whole scene right there when they're making the food too, like the Asian dude and Evan.
Yeah, they make a perfect
they make
cake or whatever
cake.
That is.
The other one's all messed up. Seth's all messed up. But
yeah. I'm sorry, I got distracted. We had an audience member pass out over here. Our live studio audience.
First time we have a live studio.
Any other scenes, moments, anything? Because I want to finish this by talking about the end of it. but not until like we're done talking about this. Any character arcs? Nothing.
I mean, I like the freaking guy that hits him. That's just funny because
Really
he ends up getting kicked. He wasn't even invited to the party. That's another thing.
Oh yeah, and then he shows up
He's not
and
even
immediately picks up the phone.
He starts calling people.
And what's the guy's name? The one that like owns that? It's what's his name from Pineapple? But anyway, they go to a house party that they're not invited to, and this guy that hit Seth with the car is the one that took them. He's a weirdo. He's also
His name's Mark.
Mark, yeah. So Mark owns. Oh yeah, Mark, hide your gun. But anyway, Mark sees that this guy's there and that he's on his phone. He's like, what are you doing using my phone? You calling your friends? Your fucking fantastic friends. All the stupid lines and the delivery, the memorable lines, they're funny.
Even all the characters, like Dave Franco comes out in this.
Oh, that's another line I have on here. Yeah,
People don't forget.
yeah.
Sounds like 8 years ago.
He says something because they're playing soccer, and then he's just like, "Come on, Evan," and he's like, "It's soccer, Greg. It's soccer." He's like, "Why don't you go piss your pants again, Greg?" He's like, "That was like 8 years ago, asshole. People don't forget."
But Becca, there's two different Beccas on here.
Nah, there's only one Becca. Maybe baby Becca.
There's Martha.
Oh, we even talked about the whole
McIsaac, Martha McIsaac, and then there's Laura Morano.
Well, one of them's probably grown up by now, but remember, somebody plays little Becca.
Everybody's grown up by now.
Well, I'm saying like the little kid that plays Becca is grown up now, so you're probably on IMDb.
Oh, it's the kid Becca.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, we didn't even talk about
the best kinds.
Drawing dicks.
I was thinking about that. I was like, the best kinds aren't even.
You know what I was thinking about that scene? I was like, that is way too specific to come up with. I'm pretty sure this is true.
No, well, supposedly Superbad is a collection of him and his friends.
So yeah, Seth Rogan and Evan Goldberg are the writers.
Yeah. And I think obviously they threw some extra shit in there.
Oh yeah, to make a good story. Fluff it up.
I wouldn't be surprised if they read that somewhere and they're just like, let's do this.
I wouldn't doubt if it happened to them. Because that's so specific.
It would be Seth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's so specific.
It would definitely be Seth.
The whole reason why Seth doesn't like Becca is because he was drawing dicks. He had this weird obsession. He said his pen couldn't touch a paper without drawing a dick. And that joke could have been funny. They could have left it at that. But the art, like the amount of dicks that you would draw,
the detail of them,
the iconic images, like that, the iconic image of like that person in front of the tank. It's a dick with a suitcase, and then
all kinds of shit. Even in the books, the school books, he was drawing in them.
Yeah,
this dude was drawing everything.
They made him see a therapist and everything, and they thought he was possessed by a dick demon or something. And they had to stop him from eating all the food shaped like dicks. What foods are shaped like dicks, Augie?
He said popsicles. He said hot dogs. He said...
What does he say?
The best kind.
The best kind.
And I'm still saying, I thought about it. It's not the best kinds.
Not the best kinds, but there's a lot of good ones.
Just off tacos and burgers. Not alone.
Yeah. It shows a kid eating a bread and then...
a pizza.
The best kinds.
He was definitely on some shit because...
So let's wrap this up. Because I want to just talk about overall the whole idea, the whole story. What makes this movie transcend just a dumb comedy is that the heart of the movie and the story that it's telling throughout the whole movie, but especially how it culminates, is that I already mentioned it's about two boys becoming men and like growing up, going their separate ways. But the way they do it is so well done.
Yeah.
And it's like both of them are getting the girl.
The ending, yeah.
Both of them are getting the girl that they want. They're at the mall. Seth has to buy Jules makeup because he gave her the black eye.
Yeah.
And then Evan is going with, what's her name? Becca, to buy sheets for Jules because she threw up on the sheets. So they're at the mall and they meet up with the girls and then they end up going their separate ways. And it's like the Fast and Furious 7 moment.
Yeah, he goes up to...
where they go separate ways. Yeah, so Seth has to go down, and Evan is going up. But even like the night before, let me just put a pause right there. Yeah. The night before, they're all smashed. Like, they're hammered. Yeah, they're in their sleeping bags, and they kind of like revert back to like 8-year-olds. When they're just like telling each other like I love you, man. He's like, I love you. It's like, I don't know why we don't say it more. It's like, I love you. And like they hug. He's all slapping his back. But like, yeah, you're drunk, but when you're drunk, the truth comes out and all that, whatever. But they wake up in the morning and like, it's kind of awkward because they had that moment. But anyway, we're at the mall and yeah, they go their separate ways. And it's playing this like, I don't know if it's a sad song, but it's a slow song. And one of them's going down, Seth is going down the elevator, and then Evan is like staying on top. But like we're following Seth, like the camera's like going down, like they're like disappearing from each other. And like he looks back at him like one last time, like they look at each other and they just like wave. And like they're gonna see each other the next day. But it's symbolic of just like that's where their lives are at. Like they're just going apart. They're growing up. They're growing apart.
Yeah.
And it's just freaking beautiful. I remember watching that movie with Mom. We saw it. Oh no, we didn't see this one in the theater. I saw it on the living room computer back when I was like pirating everything. And then I showed Mom the movie after. Two moments. One, two that I remember from that viewing. She died crying, laughing from getting hit by the car. But when Seth got hit by the car the first time, fuck thinking we need to act. It's hit. And then at the end, she actually cried. That was my first time seeing her cry from a movie. Probably the only time is when they are separating. Now, why did this 40-year-old woman cry at the time? Because she could probably relate to that. Because it's a timeless movie, and she could probably relate to growing up, growing away from your friends, you know?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And she took us to watch Pineapple.
She took us to watch Pineapple. Yeah, she was a great mom. So, yeah. My mom always texts me. I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to them. My mom always texts me whenever there's Superbad or Pineapple on. I mean, this is like before when people actually watch cable still.
Yeah.
Because now you can just watch it whenever you want. But she'll always be, oh, like Pineapple Express is on, or hey, Superbad's on, Step Brothers is on. She took us to watch Step Brothers.
Randomly it'll be on.
Yeah.
Step Brothers too. It's always on the Catalina Wine Mixer.
Yeah.
It's never on anything else. It's always on the.
That's a
Catalina
whole
Wine.
other movie. Now I don't think Step Brothers holds up. I saw it again not too long
Step
ago.
Brothers is good, but it's Talladega Nights is better.
Yeah. Talladega Nights is funny.
better.
These eyes have seen a lot of love, but they're never gonna see another one like I have with you.
And then if we're doing racing movies, then
Fast and Furious.
Logan Lucky's funnier than.
Is that a racing movie? I mean, racing is in there. Ford versus Ferrari. That's a good ass movie.
That's a good ass movie. I seen that shit.
It's a good ass movie.
That little run when those Oscar movies, all of them deserved Oscars.
I think maybe because
All
we
of them.
stopped
The
paying attention.
Revenant.
Yeah, like,
There's still some.
but what I'm saying is like we didn't like. Did you keep up last year? Did you watch Parasite at all? I saw.
Dude.
That was the last year that I paid attention. Was with Parasite. I think in 2020, 2021.
Yeah, but that movie, I'll watch it now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did good because of Corona.
Maybe.
You might have to cut. You might have to block that. We're gonna be false advertising over here.
What?
I can't even say the Rona.
It's all right. It's at the end of the video.
But 2020 killed everything.
That's how you want to wrap this up. This is a fun conversation.
2020 killed everything. But everything's slowly coming back.
What do you mean slowly? We're back, baby.
We jumped in another timeline, and
Christopher Nolan has had 2 movies since COVID. He had Tenet, which you never saw.
I'm
Oppenheimer, which you never saw.
Oppenheimer.
You never seen The Prestige. That's an old movie, but I'm telling you, I want to see your reaction to The Prestige. You're gonna love it. It's Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale, and they're both rival magicians. Like back, I'm bad with the years. I'm not a history buff at all. They're rival magicians back in the day with like wearing top hats and shit.
Yeah.
And they're like the best at what they do, and they're like they have like a dangerous rivalry where like they almost like want to kill each other.
Yeah, it's like Beethoven and them.
I guess. It's like I'm not a history buff, and it's like Beethoven.
Well, the musicians, they were like that was like money back then. Like
they got nothing on these rappers, huh? Or I'm sorry, these rappers got nothing on them.
They sample them. They sample them.
Metro. But anyway, you would love The Prestige. Like, if we do another round of these, I'm probably giving you The Prestige first. Yeah.
I can watch it. That's what I'm saying.
Or we could just do it for fun.
I just have to find your versus movies are gonna be harder.
Yeah.
But I mean, I say something like that. Cruella, you haven't seen, but I want them to kind of match almost. I mean, they could be completely opposite, but because of the scoring and all that, I want them to kind of match.
So yeah, normally we do a scoreboard where we compare story, characters, visuals, audio, but we're not going to do that on this one. This was more just like two movies that we've already seen.
Like you pick, all crazy.
So
like put the freaking pineapples
in the Express.
Put the pineapples. No, the emoji. Put the pineapples in the comments.
I don't have an emoji for Superbad. Put a car.
A bottle.
Oh yeah, Gold Slick vodka. Put a cross joint or put a Gold Slick vodka.
I'll put a cross and a pineapple.
So overall, after this rewatch, you still like pineapple more?
Yeah, just because, like I said, little moments. It does die a little bit in the center.
It like dies, and then it gets good again with all the action bullshit.
Like if I'm gonna get alcohol, just go to the store, dude. That's how long it's been.
Okay.
Oh, crazy!
And I still like Superbad more. So
that's what. But they're both even. But it's just this one's just a little.
Yeah.
A little.
See, I don't think so. At least like in my tier list, like Superbad is like again transcendent. Pineapple for me is like a once.
Nines.
Is like a once every like few years movie. Where Superbad I could probably watch every year.
So I'm gonna do 9. No, 2 9s then.
2 9s?
Because I would say 9 9 1. That's what I want to show the difference.
Yeah.
But 2 9s. You said I can't do points.
See, I would
I would do 8.9 and then 9.
Yeah. Now, are you grading on a curve? Like, is it like, oh, this is a 9 for comedies, or is it like this is just 9? Like any movie, this is a 9. Up to you. I don't care.
Comedies, it'll go higher.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm rating it as a comedy, like I don't have any flaws. It would be a 10 out of 10.
I'll do 8.
Superbad would. If we're just like, yeah.
No. Because I'm thinking, I'm doing what you're saying. Yeah. But they are.
It's up to you. It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. This is what it is.
It's my life.
That's my life, dude. My life, my choice. My numbers.
Okay. Except for no point 5.
Turn.
You said it's my turn.
You said it was my turn. You need to get a table so we could bang this one. Or blow. No.
What is your rating?
9s. I'm just gonna stick with 9s.
I'm gonna say for Superbad 9, and this is just across the board, like every movie possible, just the Gabe scale.
The Gabe scale.
Yeah. 9 for Superbad and like a 7 for Pineapple. Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of like being funny, because I already said it's like one of my top 3 comedies. It was just
now you're doing categories.
Yeah. I do what I want.
It's your choice.
I made this. You didn't make that. I made that.
You made this?
Yeah. Just rip it off.
It's like, you want to know what I think of this set? A whole new set.
Just in terms of comedy, episode? Superbad 10, Pineapple 8. They both go up 1.
Almost 9.
But yeah, that's what I think. That's what you think. God damn.
I could have done the robot right there.
Oh yeah, that's another thing from Pineapple. All right, we're closing up. We're getting out of here. Next time we have you on, I don't know. We're going to do something else. We're not just going to hold you to just verses. We're going to take a break. If people end up wanting more verses, we'll just do that. Maybe I'll put a poll one day. We'll see.
Godzilla.
What do you want to do with Godzilla?
The movie, the new one.
What's a review? Like, reviews are different.
-1.
I know. It actually looks
that
pretty
one
cool.
looks badass. That one looks like it's a modern age old Godzilla movie.
There's another one that's like that too. Anyway.
Godzilla?
Yeah. Like that same company, like this run that they're on, I think this is like a sequel. I don't know. That's another conversation. Anyway.
Yeah.
If you made it this far, you like what you've seen here, again, if you're not already subscribe. Liking definitely helps the channel. It helps the algorithm. It helps push it out to new people. Share it.
And watch the old video.
And what? Yeah.
Give me pizza.
What? Oh, that's another thing. I'm not going to explain that. Watch our old videos, though. If you like more of Augie or you like the verses thing that we do here, go watch our other verses. But yeah, until next time, Augie.
Mochi.
Peace out.
shit's going
All right.
on that side, but still Mochi.
Don't you look at me. Don't you freaking look at me.
Well, I have to look at you after. That's why.
Yeah.
So I beat you there because I'm like that. I'll do that.
Mochi.
Go me.
All right. We're just going to go off the top. Hopefully we get it done on the first freaking try. Speak from the heart.
Well,
I don't control the podcast with my mouth.
I just like.
I control it with my heart. You know that
No, it sounds like some South Park shit.
from Guardians 2. It's freaking Yondu.
Oh, Yondu.
I don't control the arrow with my mouth, I think, or whistle. With my mind, I control it with my heart. And the rocks go over him.
Yeah. And he starts going.
That's my whistle.
I like it. It's not as good as my whistle though. Yeah. You just see that shit?
All right. Look at the camera. No.
I'm just thinking of you getting blasted back.
Look at the camera.
Let me take a sip.
Blast on you. Blast off. Three shots in there.
That's good. That's good. Like that?
All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Fourth Act, our entertainment podcast where every Friday we discuss a topic in TV, movies, video games, and more. My name is Gabe, joined once again with Big Brother Augie.
Mochi Gomez.
I don't know what it is.
That's why it was funny because it was perfect.
I don't know what it is.
That's why it was funny because
It's like...
it was perfect.
We're going to retire the Mochigome in 2024. You better come with something new. It throws me off. Because like Mochigome, then I have to process it. And then it throws me off. And I look back and then I'm just like, what episode are we doing? And it's only you. Everybody else, first try.
Mochi Gomez here.
Three, 2, 1. Welcome to the Fourth Act, our entertainment podcast where every damn. You see? There's just bad luck with you. Heard that? All right. For real. This is going to be the one.
You're the one burping over here. One more.
I'm going to hit this one. 3, 2, 1.